Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. You got gourd, you're hurting hippie, and Hippie Talks. And today is just a weird one brought to you by a good friend, Jon Johnson. Thank you for asking. Have you ever seen a legendary monster? Have you seen the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot? Have you seen the Ogopogo or the Loch Ness? I know that has nothing to do with anything this channel's about, but this channel's about talking about whatever you want to talk about. And I find this a neat subject because I believe in these things. I truly believe in these things. I'll go to my own sighting in a while, but I really want to know, have you guys seen it? Or do you believe? What do you think is behind the sightings? No, no sighting of Bigfoot or the Ogopogo or Loch Ness has ever been proved real. Most of them have been either we can't confirm or deny, or they've denied it. So let's go to my own experience. I feel like I've seen the Bigfoot in the Rocky Mountains. I've spent numerous days, maybe years in the mountains. I grew up with a father who took us camping every single weekend, and we never once spent any time at a campsite that we didn't make ourselves. It was always finding your own way, finding something unique in the bush, finding a riverbed, because we were doing log gold panning, so we were often by the creeks, often seeing bear and wild cats and stuff like that. So we were around the bush all the time. In all that time, only once did we see what we thought might be a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot, and it was just very late in the evening, silhouette-ish, far away, tromping through the bush. It was bipedal, by two legs. It was standing up. It was very late at night. We all kind of freaked about it. Never saw anything later. Went the next day to see if there were footprints. Couldn't see any footprints, so it could have been just the evening getting to us. Of course, but I think, let's deal with Bigfoot. I think it's entirely possible that there is remote beings that are much like humans, that might be bigger, that would naturally be covered in either fur, or they would take the fur of the creatures that they have to eat to live. Who knows what they have to eat? But I just feel that it's entirely possible. If you've ever been to the Rocky Mountains and you drive and you drive and you drive and you think, wow, I've gone forever, and then you look at the map and you've gone that far in a map that big of a mountain range that stretches throughout North America. So why couldn't they? There is so, and they're just smart enough to know, stay away from humans, stay away from the roads, stay away from civilization, and live your life the way you want to live your life. I don't know if it's true, but I like to think it is. I like to think that there are still mysteries of this world, big mysteries that we have yet to solve. You gotta excuse my shivering. It's only 6 degrees this morning. The heat has gone away. It's cold. What about the Ogopogo? Some of you don't even know about it. You look it up, the Okanagan, where I spent most of my teen years growing up, playing music, enjoying life, smoking pot. The Ogopogo is a lake monster. that stories of that monster go back as far as 1700 and 1600 in the folklore of the native Aboriginal people, the original people, I like to call, of North America. They have stories of this spirit of the lake that would, and they called it, there's somebody else says they named Ogopogo. No, the natives named them Spirit of the Lake. I believe that's what it means, but correct me if you know something better. And the stories go all the way back to the 1700s, where entire parties, stories, tales of entire parties of natives riding their horses, swimming their horses across the lake to get to the other side, and all of a sudden 3 or 4 of them being pulled down into the water, and they called that the Spirit of the Lake. There have been many sightings of it over the years, and one my family saw. We were at Summerland, BC, along the Okanagan Lake, and my dad saw something in the water, and we pulled over and we watched it for a while. And it was a bit of a foggy day, isn't it always? And there was definitely what looked like 3 humps in the water, long ways away, and moving. And then it slowly dissipated and went away, and we didn't have cameras with us. You didn't bring stuff like that, and they weren't as easy to put together, as today. Just press a button and it takes a picture. Wow, I'm cold. But I'm positive we saw something that lives in that lake, and I studied it, and they say that it's possible that there are parts in the Okanagan that they don't know how deep that lake goes. They wonder, there's an cliff that goes under Kelowna, and they say it's very, very deep. And who knows, is it possible that these creatures live in tunnels that connect lakes around the world, and live in places that we just don't even know, and once in a while come out on their favorite lake? Because I'm sure after they go in the lake for a little while, the fishing's no good. Loch Ness could be Ogopogo. Nessie could be the pole. Nessie's the pole. So do I believe in them? I do. I think for us to think that there aren't creatures, there are. We've seen it as they explore the ocean deeper and deeper and more, and they've still only discovered maybe 2% of the ocean. They find creatures that we never even knew existed, or creatures that we thought had been long time ago extinct, and yet they're still living in the ocean. So could there be also old prehistoric creatures that live in the oceans and live in the mountains? And I think so. I like to think so. So that's today's pondering. That's today's thoughts, brought to you by Jon Johnson. I hope you check below, talk to us, tell us your stories, tell us your beliefs, tell us we're full of crap, because we are, but it's just holding on to something that's neat and interesting. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. I'm going inside to warm up. Peace.